Hello my lovelies! So today we are doing my March bullet journal setup for 2021. I've decided to go for a donut theme this month, which was actually inspired by a bag from Tesco's, which is a supermarket in England, and it had all these colourful donuts on, and I just thought, oh, that's really pretty. So let's recreate that. So that's the theme that I'm going for this month. Again, very minimal decoration. I say very minimal decoration. There's not a lot of doodles, but I do add at the end of this video, I go back again and I add some extra flair, I suppose, to the spreads, because when I finished them I thought they're nice, but they're not enough. So if you stay to the end of this video, you'll see how I add just some sort of extra bits to make the spread really pop. So it sort of goes from looking okay-ish to, yeah, that looks more complete and just nicer. And it's really simple things you'll see that I add just to give it that extra something. I can't pull that off. something. So yeah, I did the March, which I just penciled in, and then I went round it in a sort of bubbly shape, and I made the downstrokes thicker than the upstrokes, like you would if you were doing calligraphy-ishness. And I whatchamacallit it, baby brain is still rampaging. He will make an appearance in a bit, you'll see him. Yes, so uppercase and lowercase, I sort of whatchamacallit it, mixed and matched the uppercase and lowercase to make it a little bit more fun and a bit more interesting. And I did a half and half colour on it, which I did with Tombow's first, and then the colours weren't popping enough, so I went over it again in pencil just to make them a little bit brighter. So with the donuts, as you can see, I started off with a really simple, just an ovally shape, and then I added the frosting part. And when I'm colouring it in, I'm leaving a part on the back of it to make it look like it's got a shine. This really makes a difference. You might see it as I'm actually doing it. Left the back part so it's got a bit of a shine on it, and then I shaded in. It's the shading that really makes such a huge difference. So round the back where there would be more shadow, and underneath the gloopy loopy bits of the frosting, I shaded under there as well. And then on the bottom of the bun, it's not a bun, is it? It's the donutty, the actual donut bit, I shaded underneath there as well, and it just makes it a little bit more three-dimensional, and I don't know, it just sort of pops more. So then I added, because I just had the donuts and I thought it's looking a little bit bare, so I added the sort of splash marks as well, and that filled in the space a little bit more. And I'm just using quite a small colour palette, because, you know, too many colours makes it look a bit messy and not so good. So this way it's a little bit more cohesive. And I used the colour palette from the actual Tesco's bag because the colours were just so lovely on it. I didn't match them very well, really. But it's roughly the same. It is roughly the same. I don't actually use any black in this spread. I know some of it looks black, but it's actually a very dark brown. It's easier to see in real life. RIL. All these things Tristan's using now. Oh, Fortnite. Oh, I can't stand any more Fortnite talk about skins and bat bling and oh god, and BRB and all that sort of text chat stuff. Ugh. It's driving me mad. Ready? Hello! Look at the little baby. Isn't he lovely? Oh, I love him. Did you see how messy my desk is? Yeah, so when you actually see what I'm filming, most of the time, it looks fairly neat and tidy. And then you zoom out and you see the mess. Yeah, I'm not the neatest of workers. So then on the right hand side, I've just got this month. Again, I'm doing fairly minimal stuff because there's not a lot going on these days, and I don't have the time or the inclination to actually fill out loads of spreads, and just can't be bothered with it when I've got a baby attached to the boob 90% of the time. That this month page, I actually go back and just fancy it up a little bit more because it was looking really plain when I sort of compared it to the rest of the spread. But again, that's what you'll see, how I sort of go back and add a bit of flair. So on this page, I'm adding something different. I've got a space to write in fun activities and family films because I'm aiming to do those things with the kids during this lockdown. So every time we do something different and fun that we don't usually do, I'm going to note it in. And the same with family films. I might add them before I've done them and cross them off and sort of look up some ideas, or I don't know, but we'll see. And then on the right here, you can see I'm doing a mood tracker, which I don't do like this anymore. I don't do this sort of fill them out thingy. I do graphs, but I just thought with the donuts it would be a missed opportunity because I can add so many colours, and I suppose you could add, say you wanted to add days where you were feeling anxious or you had anxiety, or days where you needed to take medication or painkillers. You could add sprinkles and stuff to signify that. You could add multicoloured frosting for days where you felt several different emotions, all those sort of things. So it's really customizable. And then, yeah, I think it's going to look really pretty at the end of it if I end up actually filling it all out. So I added this banner on top because I wanted to add a little something more interesting than just putting the title. And again, I've done that shading. Just around the edges sometimes makes all the difference. And then on the bottom, I've got a scale for my mood. And I went for a rainbow scale so that by the end of the month, hopefully it's going to look all colourful and pretty. So this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Da 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 da. If you watch me often, you'll probably know what this is by now, but if you don't, it is an online learning community with thousands of different classes to help you learn about all your different interests and hobbies. This month, I have been looking up a class by, and I'm going to murder this name. Okay, ready? Christy Boisvert. Christy Boisvert. She's an illustrator and an artist teacher. The class is called Colouring, Level Up Your Adult Colouring Game. And she goes over, I thought this would be an appropriate one for this month because I'm actually using pencils in this spread, which I don't always do. So she's got different chapters in her class about what materials to use, mark making, layering and blending, which to me is what really makes colouring look good. Eraser highlights, which can be really, really handy because it means you don't have to think about the highlights beforehand. And choosing colour palettes along with some other bits and bobs. And she's actually got excuse me, not editing that out. She's actually got a project for you to do. So I shall link that class in the description because if you want to sort of add a bit of colour and pop to your spreads, that'd be a great way to do it. Skillshare works out if you sign up. If you sign up to Skillshare, it works out to, if you get a yearly subscription, works out to less than $10 a month. And if you use the link that Skillshare has provided in the description, the first 1,000 people to use it will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. Ta-da! Okay, so now I am on to my a line a day spread, which is obviously where you write a line a day about what you've been up to or how you're feeling and that sort of thing. The bar down the right hand side of the pink section is where I'm going to track my mood through the day, so it's going to be more split up than the actual mood tracker. I can write in how I'm feeling in the morning, the afternoon and the evening, because sometimes I have like quite up and down times, and especially with all the baby hormones going on, I've just been keeping an eye on it because I'm a little bit wary of the postnatal depression kicking in. I'm all right so far, but there is a little bit of me that's worried it might strike again at some point, so I'm just keeping an eye on it just to be on the safe side, and it'll be good information for my health visitor or the GP, anything like that, if I need to update them. So on the right hand side, I've got my relationship care spread. Again, I'm trying to make sure I'm focusing on my relationship because it's so easy to let that slide when you've putting 100% of your attention into the kids. So yes, I've added to that one there. And again, I've added, a few extra doodles and bits and bobs to make this spread a little bit more fancy. So as you can see, I'm staying with just the pink and blue. Baby's crying. I gotta go. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Baby's fed and changed and all that jazz. Okay, so now I'm on to my weekly setup, and this is the last spread in this video. Yes, I was saying I'm just using the pink and blue Tombow pens. I'm trying to keep it, like I say, not too colourful, but colourful enough. And I've got space in here for a little bit to write in each day of the week, apart from the weekend, which I've sort of combined. And then I've got a space in the top right hand corner for a monthly overview of where we are in the month. And as you can see here, when I was filming, I had to stop to feed the baby and I forgot to press record again, and I recorded me actually just waiting around for the second time I had to feed the baby, so I've had to cut a load of that out. But as you can see, I've got top left monthly overview, top right a vitamins tracker to make sure I'm taking my vitamins, space for notes and to buy for any extra things in the shopping list that we don't get every week so I don't forget, space for work stuff and home stuff. And then I added a few donuts just to make it pretty. And then that sort of wibbly wobbly icing again in the bottom left hand corner. And as you can see, just adding that shading around the edge, it really does just make it pop out and look a little bit more fancy. I'm also adding a few lines here. This is where I thought, right, I'm going to add some extra colour here and there. So I've added the lines to separate the lines. And then this is where I think, yay, I'm done, that'll do it. And I think, no, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a few extra bits through the rest of the spread. So I added some sort of sprinkly looking things to the top of this border, which I think just makes it just look a little bit more interesting. And I also did it on the blue. Are you trying to say hello? Say hi. No, you've gone quiet now. Okay. They never perform when you want them to. And I've got some drop shadows on there, and then I've coloured the graph bits. This is tricky. I'm trying to narrate while I'm holding him because he's awake. What's the matter, Papa? What is it? So I'm also adding some shading around these donuts. Just so that they pop off the page a little bit more. So on the left hand side of each one, I'm just darkening it just a little bit, and it just makes it look a little bit more 3D. And then I'm going with a very light Tombow, very light grey, to add a bit of a drop shadow around them as well. Yes, drop shadows really do just make such a big difference in a spread. It just makes everything pop more. How many times am I going to say pop? So I added some underneath the banner. I also added some more sprinkles to this page because I just thought it looked so plain compared to the rest of the spread. And then I did the sectioning off the lines again, and I did it with a pencil because I didn't want it to be too dark because I'm going to be writing on it. And I wanted it to just look Nice. And then some more drop shadows, and I add some little bullet points in as well to make it look a bit more interesting, because that spread was just annoying me. I was thinking it looks really plain. So I think that's made quite a big difference to that one. And then on this month I thought, let's add some more goopy icingy stuff. And I did the same again, where I coloured it in and I shaded round the edge. I mean, look, it's like flat, and then you shade round the edge and it pops off. And I did that I did the same at the top. I'm probably sounding a bit scattered now because I'm trying to bounce baby at the same time. And I also thickened the downstrokes on this month title, because I don't want to use the word pop again, because it makes it look nicer. It's just little things just to add a bit of flair to your spread, and I think it makes the font just more interesting to look at. And then I think the last thing I do is go back to these donuts and add and I can hear Ridley's next door and Tristan's downstairs, and they're all noisy little monsters. Add some drop shadows to the donuts, and then oh no, I'm not done yet. Then I add some sort of sparkly looking things with the pink and blue just to fill in that space a little bit more. The pen was too pale, so I went back over it in pencil to make it stand out a bit more. And then I think I'm done. I think that's it. There we go. There's the flip through. Oh no, I'm not done. I added a border to the mood tracking, and really that is it now. I know that's it. I am done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content from me, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. Baby.